juniors or seniors?
Mixture of both.
Both? Could be both. I mean, it's not a bad idea to start thinking about these things. Obviously, the most important thing you should be thinking about right now is where you're going to go to college. And it's very important to be thinking about your grades and, like I said before, making yourself as marketable as possible. Thinking about your grades and doing as well as you can with that kind of stuff, because that's important. But it's also important to be meeting people as well.
To follow up on what you said about, lawyers aren't directly into sports. I mean, that's kind of like every industry now. No matter what your major is going to be, there's not a specific. If you want to be finance, if you want to be creative, if you want to be a lawyer, you're doing other things to get to that point because of your background. That's what's going to allow you to get the job.
Because people who are in, people who work for teams, for example, they're not just sports guys. They're financial guys. They're managers. They went to business school. They graduated with degrees that aren't necessarily sports degrees. I mean, you can be learning something that you enjoy doing, like I enjoy law, while still having the idea that you want to get into sports at some point. So like I said before, the most important thing is just doing marketable things, learning about marketable things that will allow you to at some point go to a team and say, hey, I got a lot of experience in finance or business management or writing contracts, negotiating contracts, that kind of thing. That's what people in the legal industry and in most industries want anyway. So it's never a bad idea to be making yourself as marketable as possible.
Tell them about your hours.
So I work at a litigation firm right now, and so we have billable hours. That's how we make our money. We bill by the hour essentially. And so my first firm, it was a lot more. It kind of just depends on just how much you're charging as well. But right now I have to bill about 155 hours a month. That translates to about 1,800 hours a year. And I'd like to say that I'm 9 to 5 generally, but I'm really not. I work out in the morning, and so I normally don't get into the office until about 8:30 or 9, and I usually stay till about 5:30 or 6. And that's generally okay. Obviously, there are some nights where you have to pull longer hours, but that's not uncommon, I don't think, in today's world, unless you're running your own business and making your own hours. Essentially, those aren't crazy hours to be pulling. I know it's different for you guys, but a lot of you are in sports and extracurricular activities, so you're staying late at school anyway, I would assume, right?
Nobody's in baseball, so.
What's that?
Nobody's in baseball.
Nobody's in baseball, but any football players, basketball players, anything. I guess if you're in baseball right now,
If you're in baseball, you're working, whether the Rough Riders, we had interns from another school at the Rough Riders, but then when the season starts, they've got 80, how many home games? 80 home games, something like that. So, so.
Awesome.
Questions, anybody?
Do you have any questions?
That's the, Melissa?
Oh, go ahead.
How did you get the idea to make the sports expert?
It's funny because actually some of the other guys kind of came up with it. I mean, they came up with it, and then I saw that they were starting it, and I just decided that this is something I could do, I could help them out with. And so I messaged the guy who kind of heads it up. His name's Andrew Sensi. I messaged him and just asked, do you guys need another writer? Do you need another helper at this point? And he said, yeah, because the most important thing, none of us actually, do just this. None of us do just the sports Esquires. We all have separate jobs. And so content is the most important thing, right? Getting articles. And so the more people we have, the better, basically. The more content we can get out there, the better for us. So really, it wasn't even my idea. It was somebody else's idea that I offered my services, and they took it. And so I guess the lesson there is just always be looking for opportunities.
You didn't mind the 8 years of school?
I mean,
And
everybody, there's actually a total of 7, because 2 of those years while I was, that I had at BYU, I was off on my mission in Brazil, but it ended up being about 7. But, like, there are certain jobs out there that only require 4 years of schooling. My area obviously requires more. So, I mean, that's something that you need to take into account is how much schooling do you want? Now, you become more marketable if you have, in certain areas, if you have a master's or a professional degree. The one thing I would say is don't just become a professional student and don't just keep on, getting degrees and that kind of thing. That works for some people if you're going to go into teaching or something like that, but that was never my plan. So, no, I mean, I knew what I wanted to do, and so I didn't, in the end, I didn't mind the extra schooling that I had to take.
Cool.
What's, what's everybody planning on getting into? What internships have you guys done so far? Anybody?
so far, they're all at internships. So we've got, let's see, Michael Johnson, Beckett Media, our athletic department here, Southland Conference, Exos, Griffin's rugby team in Allen. Let's see here, Michael Johnson, Allen Americans Hockey, Texas Legends, Texas Revolution, the new Pro Futsal Indoor Soccer League that's starting next year nationally through Mark Cuban and Donnie Nelson are investors. And who's up front there on the left?
Where are they playing? Are they playing in?
They're probably going to play at the arena, that American Airlines Center.
Okay, cool.
And then their field sports.
Awesome. So some agencies, some teams. That's really cool, guys. That's really cool that you're doing that. And that'll all look good on a resume. I mean, the fact that you were doing internships back in high school. Heck, I didn't do any internships in high school. I didn't have a program like this. So that's really cool that you're doing that. Any other questions or anything like that? I'll just go ahead and close then. So I know you guys have some other people coming in. But yeah, I'll just finish with a few tips and recommendations. Like I said, get good grades, make yourself as marketable as possible. Employers do look at this a lot of the times, but I mean, at least I'm speaking from my experience. If you're going into sports law, they grades are important. But I mean, so is obviously getting into college. But at the same time, be involved. Don't kill yourself with too many activities, but be involved in things that interest you. Get to know people who do what you're interested in, and network. Reach out to others while you're doing whatever internship you have. It's important to meet other people, get their email addresses, email them for advice, and seek out mentors too. Seek out people who can provide you with information that will help you in the long run. If you guys don't have any other questions,
We good?
that's what I got today. Thanks for having me, guys.
Let's get a picture up front. Get a picture in front of the board with the logos, that way Ian can see it.
Oh yeah, sure.
Because one of his coworkers blocks himself from being tagged, so.
Who's Ian?
Yeah, Ian does. I tagged him in the tweet this morning
Oh,
to say you were coming.
my guy Ian again?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You can go in the middle, we'll get you in the middle.
All right. Most of these guys are taller than me anyway.
Oh, slide in, let's do the same thing, we need a couple in the middle to get him in front of, slide in, you get in front of him too, 4 in the front, Daniel, slide over. It's just like a team photo, yeah, slide over, I'm on a computer, you like. Oh. You look at something from Minecraft, there's a block on your head. All right, we got everybody? 1, 2, 3, smile. And then they all have LinkedIn accounts too.
Awesome. I need to update mine.
Let's see here. Got it.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Line up for today.
Anybody wants to do things cards?
Come back and I'm like, well, I meant
So
like,
you have the mayor coming in at 10?
and then Capper just do it.
Originally, what, 20 now?
Yeah, there's no track.
Oh, yeah.
I got cards here if you'd like a card. Not mine.
It's a,
So what am I?
This one, just the hearts.
Who's the last one Target had?
Yeah, we got non-practical insurance. You heard about that?
Very masculine. You know, the hearts, stickers.
Oh, who's gonna be off? No, they'll be here. Because, you know,
it's rather than a call pass camp.
it's like it's, we're not.
We started, the district started.
So, hey, swear to God. Swear to God. I hate my niggas.
Yeah, parts of it, I actually love flyers.
And not give
So, yeah, we got some holes filled in.
High school.
Probably the year after you guys.
Didn't want to seem too suspect. Not,
But I was
Dude,
The curriculum is college.
we still have other college interns there. And I'm like the youngest one there.
Yeah.
And so mine's where I should get like the.
I think you guys can make history.
So they were, oh, that process is tracking.
I think you guys can win.
Yeah.
We
So
got
you want me to agree? Yeah.
Yeah,
Westminster was
there's no straight direct way to get it, and like even like you know, like I said, I'm still finding my way.
But what do you do?
deep down.
And it's now, the other ones, they.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And then the white one comes.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's hard to
they follow that stuff, and it takes off, and then a lot of times, Richard puts a dice from Sports Illustrated on it, brings everything.
That's the only team.
Yeah, right. We're actually kind of befriended with a lot.
Now he's gonna be more but I built this, a class account, so you'll see that when you tweet out today.
I think you guys should get first round.
I built it.
Usually third
I think somehow I found out. I just saw you guys. You might have retweeted it.
I've done a lot. I get that. So we got
You should be.
Yeah.
Fat fish.
Oh, you missed Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
And that's what was funny. I was down at some, oh, wait, I'm like right outside the like, I live just right out the border in Little
Up on Eldorado.
Yeah, El Dorado and, El Dorado and 423.
Yeah, so the Walker's right there.
Yeah, so, oh, really? Okay, cool. Yeah, we, like my kid, when he was 5, they would get like 1 star essentially.
Oh, you're in the Frisco's.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're up 423 on the west side, all the new builds and
Yeah,
everything?
exactly. Like we live in Frisco. My kid.
Okay, so you're right where Eldorado cuts in, or is it more up further up like that?
It's like we're just south of El Dorado.
Oh, okay.
We're just.
Oh, you're on the right-hand side, tucked in behind the
Yeah,
shopping center?
exactly.
Oh, I know exactly where you are, yeah.
Yeah. That's like
Good.
our,
And they're
it's like our first
you
house.
guys-
That's awesome.
We love it, yeah. I want to say, it's a great area.
Oh, it's growing, so.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
So did you do an MBA too, or you said you went to the school of management at UMass, you said?